Welcome back everyone to Lore of the Shadow, where last time we tried to deliver a complaint and it was ignored. So we are going to enter into the big hole and find out what's going on and give those brigands a what for. Are you ready for me to let you into the big hole? You be careful. Who knows what those big folk will do once you're inside. Well, I'll see what I can do to them. And my little cat, too.
An attempt to lodge a formal complaint on behalf of the glassblower, Hob Hillbrow, led to a violent encounter with the chief's men. The time has come to put the ruffians in their place.
That's right. Let's put them in their place. Oh. Looky here. Back again with your letter? It looks like you'll have to add trespassing to your list of offenses. There'll be new rules here in dwelling. Yeah, the new rules, all right. What do you say about that? Ah, he ran off. Where is he? Oh, rats. Okay. Really? You didn't give the cat a chance to go after them. Oh, there are more of them. All right. There you go. Really? These things are pathetic. Oh, that door is locked. Oh, because there's one more rat I need to kill. Oh. And speaking of rats, there you go. Oh, hi there! How'd you like to fight? Okay, a little bit tougher than the previous opponents we've had. There we go. Now, what do we got here? Get 'em, lads! Really? Okay, perhaps that was overkill. I'll deal with you myself! Yeah? Really? Will Toughen. You're not very tough. Now you've done it! We'll see what's done! The trespassers are in here, Chief! You must deal with them! Fool! You have ruined Charcot's plans, and Charcot does not accept failure! Now we'll deal with you, man! Oh, hello. Strike one, strike two, strike three. You're out. Oh, there's a fourth one. I'll deal with you myself. That's what he wanted you to do in the first place, right? Well, now. Yeah. Well, that complaint's been resolved. I'm afraid you'll have a bit of a mess to clean up after all this.
Well, the gall of some folk.
So the leader wouldn't take the letter? I can't say I didn't expect trouble from these ruffians. I'm going to have another formal complaint written to the investor and tell him just what I think about the character of the men that he led into the Shire. You mentioned something about a goblin-faced fellow and some guy named Sharky? I'm sure you must be mistaken. There haven't been naught like them in the Shire since the Bulwerer's time. And I have never heard of anyone with a name such as Sharky. Unfortunately, I have. But what with all this excitement, I'm sure you can't be blamed for your mistake. Well, I'll just say that I'm pretty sure that wasn't a mistake on my part. Now, let's see what we got here. Meh. So what next?
Could I take a moment of your time?
That's it. Oh, I have to find some people in the north. Well, I'll be finding them at some point. Yes. But I think I need to go and find some sand so that we can get some glass blown. I need sand and a dog. Well, I've got flies. Yeah, more flies. Didn't I have enough flies to deal with when I was out at the farms? Looks like we've got these swarms of flies all over the place. Well, let's just make sure that they don't have a meal out of a hobbit. Now, where were we? Ooh. Gee. That's stiff. But also lots of flies. Hey, I wonder, are there any scholarly materials in the area? I don't see any. Okay, we've got a salamander here. Hey! Now, that doesn't look like a digging creature of any sort. Hey, actually, aren't I supposed to be looking for sand? So I guess we need to go deeper and deeper into... Oh! A Knickerbreaker, Dorbach, whatever you call those. Oh, wait. Well, let's just say I saved it from having to go through lead poisoning, right? Alright, fine. Thank you for the dog. Now, let's go and see if I can find any sand around here. And then I could start searching for a goblin. Oh, oops-a-daisy. There you go. Did I go in the right direction? Usually I have no trouble finding the sand, but this time I'm having quite a bit. You know, I don't think there used to be this much grass in this area. It looks like that the local flora is starting to take root down in this area. Makes it a whole lot more trouble for the glass blowers, I think. Oh, those are tree branches. You know what I mean? The place is starting to turn into grassland, it looks like. There you go. And now where was I? I'm sure that the glass blowers aren't going to appreciate that. Now, let's see. Ah, yes. It's a lot tougher to find these sand these days. Now that I've collected my share of sand, it is time to find those goblins and find out what they're doing with that spider. But here's a spider. And now, there's supposed to be a goblin camp around here. Okay, there's not supposed to be one there, but there is allegedly a goblin camp around here somewhere. Not sure, but I guess I'll find it eventually. At the very least, I'll find more spiders. And do I even still have a deed with spiders, I wonder? And actually, I do not currently have any deeds relating to spiders. How about that? Well, squashing a few extra never hurts. Unless you record. Oh, I think I found the goblin camp. Now, here we go. Guess we just have to get ourselves inside. At first I thought, what was that was coming rushing to attack me that seemed to be partly invisible. No, it just turned out to be a butterfly. We gotta be careful about those butterflies. Who knows what they can do to us. There you go. And okay. And here. Right. Let's see. How's my? Oh, there's an evil totem around here somewhere. I was wondering why is that so? Okay, I'm supposed to be. Oh, hold on. I think that's the spider corpse right over here. Oopsie daisy. There you go. U slash ice shock. Corpse of a spider. A quick examination of the spider's remains reveals that the goblins have let it lie virtually untouched. All the ichor and venom of the spider seems to have been collected by the goblins. Oopsie daisy. So, they took the ichor and the poison and otherwise let it be. Alright. Oopsie daisy. And alright, here we go. Now, this thing here that's labeled a hobgoblin because back in these days they didn't know. Apparently, back in those days they didn't have as much lag when going through things. Alright, here we go. Now, back in those days they didn't know what they were going to do with the word hobgoblin. Since obviously what hobgoblins are now in the game are completely different from what they were imagining back here. But now, let's get back to camp. Here is your sand.
Hello.
Ah, you have the sand, and just in the nick of time. My lads, we're just finishing up the last of our supplies. Alright, that's good to hear. You need a touch of red.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Yes, we use many materials to make different shades of glass. One of the colors I'm tasked with is red. It's not an overly difficult color to make, but it does require a fair amount of supplies in order to bring out the bright crimson. Salamander scales are the best salamander scales. Yeah, salamander scales. And what about the blue?
Stay and have some tea.
Oh, we use many materials, yes. I am only found one thing that can make a nice look of blue, and those are the river stones that the goblins use, and collect river stones from goblins. All right.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Essence from Limraffen to make things sparkly. All right. And what do you need green from?
Stay and have some tea.
Of course, Norbog scales. Okay, and what do you need me to do?
Please, stay a moment.
Kill Nurbig. Well, I need to get green stuff from them, so I guess that'll be fine. And
Might I have a word with you?
collect salamander teeth. I'll do that while I'm collecting their scales, I guess. Alright, what do you need me? Oh, yes.
Well, the gall of some folk.
They took the venom from the spiders? Well, that's no good. And you found hobgoblins as well. Well, fake hobgoblins. They weren't quite big enough to be real hobgoblins. Anyway, that's another matter.
Might I have a word with you?
Alright, I'll kill some spiders for you. And what do you need me to do?
What do you need?
Oh, you found the toy? Ah, I see you did. Thank you.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Yes, if my last task was not too taxing, I am in great need of some assistance with a fellow lover of the written word. I would hope that the lore master of your reputation would be interested in assisting me. Not long ago, I seem to have misplaced a very important leaf of paper while I was walking with my notes. The paper contains the beginning of a story that I planned on writing to my children that have been conjuring in my head for a long time over. Now that most of the town has been sold off, I have not been able to search my papers. The last time I tried to have a look around, I was chased off by a group of ruffians. I would rewrite it, but I can't seem to recall the exact wording. If you would find it, could you be deeply in your debt? I think I dropped it somewhere in town. A leaf of paper in town, right.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Yeah, okay, fine. I guess I could go back into town and find a leaf of paper. I think the lost leaf is somewhere around here. I guess since it's a leaf of paper, it'll be a broad leaf, not a narrow one like a pine leaf. So let us see what we can find here. Oh, well, here's a piece of paper right over there. Maybe. Well, I don't know if it's the right one, but finding a random sheet of paper in this town is probably not going to be all that easy anyway, so let's have a quick look at it. Let's see what we got here. Well, this is a leaf of paper. In a hole in the ground there lived a boar. No, that's not it. That's what he sent me all the way here for that? Good grief. Well, we'll see what happens to that boar, or whatever he puts in that hole. There you go. How about in the hole in the ground there lived a lore master? Nah. Now, one of the other things we need to deal with are boggarts. Oh, they are always a thrill to have. Hey, actually, since they're all greenies, does that mean if I... Yep. They don't have a very good life expectancy if I throw a nice fireball at them. Alright. I was expecting they may run into a spider or two on the way up. Oh, they're speaking of spiders. We can start working on that little quest. I guess the boggarts are too far away from the goblin camp to have any of those brandywine stones. I didn't see that. Yeah, they didn't have any blue stones on them. I suppose they weren't in the right location. So let's take care of the Nurbig. Okay, so let's just clear out a few of them, pick up their shells. Good. And what else do we need down here? Let's say we should have plenty of shells by the time we're done with this. Not a problem at all. Well, unless you're Norbog, I guess. And of course, plenty of salamanders here. Now, salamanders are always a nasty thing around, considering that they like spitting fire on you. So I just spit fire back, I guess. Now, what's this? Well, it doesn't matter whether it's a Norbog or a salamander. I need to deal with both of them. Because go after the red dots and keep an eye out for them rapid. And avoid the swarm of flies, since I don't need anything from flies, strangely enough. Probably the only thing in this area that is completely useless. At least from the point of view of the local glass blowers. There we go. Now, of course, all this... I'm surprised, though, with all these salamanders in here, that the grass is able to get a good foothold here. You'll think that with all that fire being spit around, that the place would be baked empty. And, of course, it doesn't help when you occasionally have a lore master coming in here with a bunch of fire spells. There we go. And soon enough, we'll have these cleared away. Where are the rapid? Ah! Here's one now. Hello! Really? Well, at least I got some sparklies from it. Outside of the spiders and the river stones, the only thing I need to do now is to get rid of some huge Nurbig. Now, unfortunately, this one's not huge enough, but I figured if I'm in the area, maybe there's a chance that these ruins have some scholarly materials. I mean, it's something I need to always track, right? Yeah. But fortunately, I am not noticing any in the area. We could skip the lurkers for the moment. We've got lurkers all over the area. Where? It's usually, I think that the huge Nurburg, don't they usually hang out around here? That's what I thought, but apparently they have decided to stay underground. Maybe they heard that I'm in the area. Oh, up this way, it says. That's right. I think they do tend to hang out near the lurkers. Now, I don't need to kill any lurkers, but looks like I'm going to have to in order to find my, I was going to say friends, but no, they're not friends of mine. Maybe I could find some scholarly materials. For a bunch of ruins, this is certainly poor on the scholarly front. This is going to be a little difficult in getting. Usually, traditionally, the trouble has been. Oh, that was one of the huge stand Nurburg. Usually, the trouble has been traditionally finding the first two tiers of scholarly materials, but with Cardolan and with Swanfleet, those two areas, they seem to have huge numbers of scholarly materials for those first two tiers. So now my challenge is going to be getting it for the third tier, which is usually in this nebulous zone around 20 to 30, I think is where you usually find it, but because of the way Cardline is set up, you have this extra long area for the second tier. So I got to see if I can find some way of getting those third tier materials. And where? Ah, there it is, right over here. Ah, good. I think I'm going to have to head out to the glassblower place. Really? Oh, that's right. They summon those things, don't they? Oh, hold on. There's one right over here. Ah. Okay. You're in the way, unfortunately. Is this a tier 3? This is, yeah, expert. Good! Finally found one. Now, back to camp. Now to deliver all of these materials.
How do you do? How do you do?
A great deal of materials.
Good day.
Good, and I even took care of the local threats.
Just a moment.
Yep.
Hello.
Ah! Nice. Now, where were we here? Oh, yes. And here's your lost leaf.
Is there something I can do for you?
I simply cannot start my book without that page. Yes. Ah, you have it. My thanks. You're welcome. Ah, here we are. Maybe these goblins will have the stones that we're looking for. Yep, there we are. Now let's see how many of these we can collect. That's the last little item that we're going to be needing for the glass blowers. Okay, good. Hey. Sicker! Anything to keep me from landing in the middle of that fire, right? Oh, and I still need to kill spiders while I'm at it. There we go. So we just need to... Oops. Oh, I'm netted, aren't I? Alright. I gotcha. Now, can I do this without getting turned into a fireball? Speaking of fireballs, let's turn that hobgoblin into one. There you go. And you? Or what do you call a pseudo hobgoblin? I mean that's short. A hobnot goblin? And no, that sounds even worse. Actually, that's a boggart. Maybe I should have. Yeah. Well, that boggart had blue stone, so obviously it was just the one that we had earlier just was too far away. All right, well, that is enough stones that we've got there. So I'll just have to kill a couple more spiders, and then we could once again be back in camp. The spiders are dead.
It's been a foul day, it has.
It certainly has been.
Might I have a word with you?
And also, I have the blue stones you needed.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Ah, these are amazing. They are the best batch I have yet. I wonder if it's because I have not tried to get any lately. Maybe the longer the goblins have the stones, the more blue they become. Whee!
Please, stay a moment.
My assistants tell me that all of the supplies have been gathered and that we are able to once more make glass. I thank you for your help. Blowing glass is an art, one that can be learned quickly, but must be refined over many years of trial and error. I can teach you the basics if you like. Head over to the forge and use the rod. Alright, fine. And turn it to work the glass. Alright, okay. Let's go. Yeah, let's work on that. Oops.
I'm pleased to be of service.
Yes, could you be...
What can I do for you this fine day?
Oh, sorry. Just clicked the wrong way. Alright, let's just... a little bit more. And... a little bit more. There we go. What do you
What
think?
do you need?
I'm not quite sure what we can do with it. Maybe it could be a ashtray? Well, it's a useful thing, if not the most glamorous. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Well, that's it for the glass blowers. But I think that I've just received a note that tells me that there's some trouble in Eredluine. We'll find out what that is in the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.